Brothers, sisters, misses, and misters, today's episode of the Dented Cast is scary, it's spooky, it's Halloween. My name is Dobie Maxwell. I'm with my cohort, Max Bumgardner. This is the Dented Cast, and a holiday edition.
I wanted to talk about Halloween as a dented can. So as a kid, okay? A couple of memories, because you can go back and look. Last week we had an episode about memories. Thank you, by the way, to the people that respond and continue to respond. If we're striking a chord with you and you get something out of this, if you could just subscribe, we would greatly appreciate it.
A like would be nice, a subscription would be better, and also feel free to tell us your story and to vent a little bit, because that is what makes the community what it is.
That's right. And so a couple of notes here from my childhood. One was my father was an alcoholic, which alcoholism plays a big part for a lot of dented cans.
Absolutely.
And that's just one, but that does. He was an alcoholic. I'm sharing this in kind of a. I look back at, and I'm amused by it at this point. So imagine a bunch of Cub Scouts, which are what, second grade, third grade,
8, 9, 10, maybe
fourth. Okay. Mm-hmm. So we're all Cub Scouts. We got our yellow thing on with that gold, it looks like the Super Bowl ring that holds it together.
Not a Weebelo.
No.
That's the next one.
Cub Scout, right.
The yellow neckerchief.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Okay. Sorry. You are right.
Yeah, don't talk to me about Scouts. We have another story about that in a future episode. But yes, go ahead.
That's how my dad was. We're going to have a Halloween party for all the Cub Scouts
at your house.
At our house, and our house was nothing special. It was over in Iowa, and it had one of those old basements.
So it looked like Halloween 12 months a year.
Always. Yeah, we didn't even go down there. Hardly at all. Had that smell that there could easily be a body buried somewhere down there.
Sure.
So my dad's idea was he was going to dress up as, I don't know, like a mummy or something. It was kind of a hybrid of Frankenstein and a mummy. Just wanted to look scary. And he was kind of hiding in what would have been where they would shovel coal, like a coal room in this basement of this house. Mm-hmm. He was in there. All the Cub Scouts got there. We're bobbing for apples and stuff like that. Well, my dad's got a little hooch in there. He's drinking, PBR or whatever he drank back in the corner.
He's bobbing for Jack Daniels.
Yeah, right. And he was kersmashed already. Mm-hmm. So
okay.
I'm not kidding you, and I'm not going to do it justice. But he swung open that door as we're all sitting around the table, and he like that, and then he tripped and fell down on the ground. Those kids, man, those little boys, I remember them. Some of them probably still traumatized to this day. They were running up the steps trying to get out of our house. A couple of them crying so hard we had to call their parents to come get them. Oh,
I'm sorry to laugh, man. Yeah. But other people's pain is quite funny. It really is.
So that's just one.
Now, let me ask you this.
Okay.
Was there a delay? And so you're bobbing for apples and playing games or whatever. So he didn't come out in the first 30 seconds. You guys are down there for how long?
I don't know.
Half an hour,
let's
20
just say
minutes?
15, 20 minutes.
Oh, man, yeah.
Yeah, and he's just doing a little... and he wasn't looking at a phone. This is the early 70s, right? Mm-hmm. So he was just sitting in there with his costume on and stuff. And yeah.
He put effort into the costume.
He did. We talk about our dads. You and I have different... I had a relationship with my dad and actually love him. I'm just pissed that I didn't get an apology. Mm-hmm. I'm never going to. He's dead. He died in 2018. So
in that particular incident, did you want to? Did you know he was in there?
When he went to scare us?
Yeah.
Oh, I totally knew.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I was part of it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I knew he was in there. I had forgotten because we were doing other little kid stuff, having our Cub Scout meeting, which I think at the time was only an hour, maybe 40 minutes. Mm-hmm. So, and he was already drunk before he went in there. So, yeah. It was traumatic for those little boys.
Oh, God, I could just picture that. Now, did you think it was going to turn out that way?
I don't know what I thought. I just remember. I just have the memory in my head. Now it's funny to me. Mm-hmm. Then it was embarrassing to me.
Were the kids angry at you?
Yeah. Oh, well, hell yeah, they were. Yeah. A couple of them, it scared them so damn bad. Yeah. So one kid never came back to my house ever again.
But those memories, I'm saying, as a dented can, hopefully they can be funny as an adult, but at the time they are totally not embraced.
Right.
Now I look back at my Halloween experience. I wanted to dress up so I could be someone else. I didn't want to be myself. I didn't want to be that scared, hurting kid. So I would go out, and it wasn't about the candy. It was about the dressing up and just transforming, and it was an escape. And I grew up in the Midwest, as did you, and Halloween usually means that it's cold weather. And you get out to go for maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours. So it's like all this effort, and you got a coat on over your costume anyway, and you can't really express yourself. And it was just a big disappointment, as I remember.
Another story that I have was my mother was always, her job primarily was to make a bag of shit smell better because she didn't have any money. Mm-hmm. She's very smart and educated, just not formally educated. So she made minimum wage. For a time, we lived in housing. We didn't live there my whole childhood, but for a time,
Sure.
when they split up. But I remember one year, my mother. Do you remember the Jolly Green Giant when we were kids?
Sure. Ho, ho, ho.
Right. So a lot of people watching this probably won't, but it was I don't know what, maybe Del Monte, one of the companies that sold green beans. This was like their icon, the Jolly Green Giant. And then there was another. I think his offspring was called Sprout.
Sprout. Yes.
Okay. So my mom, with a heart of gold, wanted to have me be Sprout for Halloween. Okay, or the Jolly Green Giant, whatever. So my face was painted green. She got a burlap sack, which she cut, the holes in. And then she gave me green pantyhose to wear.
That's funnier than the dad story. What are you, 9? You're 9-year-old Max wearing pantyhose.
So how do you think that went with all your buddies that are Frankenstein and, the Dracula?
All the you mean with Batman.
And then you're like, what are you? I'm Sprout.
Yeah.
So
I'm on the side of a can of beans.
So be a little different, right?
A little bit different now. It's funny. I was raised by my grandparents mostly, and they lived through the Depression, so they weren't going to spend any money at all on a costume. And their ideas, they're going way back. I was Herbert Hoover one year.
Herbert Hoover.
Exactly.
How do you even do that?
Ben Turpin. That movie star with the cross eye. I'm living their generation and their fantasy, and you go out there, and it was basically nothing, and you get your little bag of candy, and that's it. And then you can't eat the candy. Like, that's the whole fun of eating it. No, you got to have one piece of candy after supper for the next 4 months.
Yeah, we never did that with our kids, and I never did that as a kid.
So they could just eat it all?
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. My kids got to when it was about done, my kids got real picky, so they just take the stuff they liked and give the rest away, So
those big fake peanuts.
Whatever.
Nobody wants those.
Yeah.
Little peanut butter kisses. Nobody wants those. Candy corn. Out.
I like candy corn with some peanuts. Let me tell you something. Happy Halloween. And Dobie touched on some good things here, and I would like to highlight those. One, when kids come to your house, it's not too hard sometimes to pick out the ones that are dented cans or starting out as dented cans. Make them feel special. Tell them you love their costume. Give them an extra smile at them. Dobie's good at that with kids. And the parents are around, by the way.
Absolutely, all the time. And Max is not kidding at all. You know what? You can see those kids, and just look at their eyes. Look at the expression on their face. Some of them are so afraid. They have no self-esteem. They don't know what it's about. And to have a stranger, which is you and Max and myself, to bend over and smile and tell them, I like your costume. Or say, tell me about your costume. That's even better. Who are you? Why are you wearing green pantyhose when you're 9 years old? What are you, some kind of freak of nature? I'm kidding, but I'm not kidding. A little kindness can go a long way, more than just a bag of M&Ms or a piece of candy.
Happy Halloween. Thanks for watching the Dented Cast.
Boo.